on the last day in August. There, observing him carefully. When you're invited by someone to a wedding banquet, do not recline at table in the place of honor. But the guests you may have been invited by him in the host place, so that when the host comes to you, he may say, "My friend, move up to a higher position." Then you enjoy the esteem of your companions at the table. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but the one who humbles himself will be exalted. Then he said to the host who invited him, for a dinner, do not invite your friends or your brothers or your relatives or your wealthy neighbors, in case they might invite you back and you have repayment. Rather, when you hold a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind. Blessed indeed will you be because of their inability to repay you, for you repaid at the resurrection of the righteous. Interesting gospel. The focus on this weekend is humility, but in some ways this is sort of a backhand way to be exalted. When you go to a banquet, don't sit at the high place, at the high seats at the table, because maybe some more important may come and, well, you'll be asked to excuse yourself and go to a lower place. You don't want that. That's embarrassing. So sit at the lowest place, because maybe perhaps they may call you up to the front and people see and notice you. Oh, we do like places. We all get a gathering. The bishop is present. There are people, priests, who want to sit with the bishop. I and many others prefer to go in the back, away from the bishop, so we can relax. We can criticize, whatever you want to do. But anyway, I want to share a story, though, about humility and a kind of gracious heart. There's a Yogi Berra. He was a baseball player with the Yankees, I guess in the 40s and 50s, even the late 60s anyway. He was invited to this baseball banquet, I guess you call them, for the youth. And there the kids gathered in this big auditorium hall, and he's at the head table, sitting next right to the one who runs the organization. Anyway, he's sitting there, and you notice that most kids had a baseball bat and a ball. But looking to the side, he noticed that there was a section of the children who had neither the bat or a ball. He asked the one running the banquet, said, "Well, how come they don't have a ball and bat?" He said, "Well, Yogi, they're from the local orphanage, and we thought it was just good enough for them just to come to the banquet, get a free meal." I said, "Oh, Yogi." Said, "Okay." So with that, though, Yogi got up and left the table, and he went down and sat with the kids from the orphanage. And Yogi was an easygoing, likable fella, down to earth. There was no airs about Yogi. With a name like Yogi, how could you? Anyway, so he's talking to the kids and yucking it up, and he's signing anything they had, he would gladly sign. Well, the meal was over, and now it comes for the, after dinner speeches, and Yogi was one who was supposed to speak. And so Yogi, he called him, "It's time to come back on up here. It's time to give you a talk." And Yogi said, no, thank you. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to sit here with my friends. And he never got back and never went up to the table to speak. He just sat there with the orphans. He had a humble spirit and a humble heart. And that's what makes him sort of special, makes us special too. To deal with those who are not esteemed in society, those who are not special. And then to be humble enough to sit, wherever God may put us. We don't have to be at the head table. Our importance, our value, worth is not where we sit, it's how we live, and how we treat others. So may the Lord give you a humble heart and have a compassion for those perhaps dismissed by society.